Hello, this is Ghostly Matt. Here's my 2025 art summary, but mainly it's the things I enjoyed making the most. So, 2025 was a very challenging and difficult year for many reasons for many people, including myself. This year I've experienced the most rejections I've ever had, and that has been very challenging and difficult for me to overcome and move past. So far, it has just been rejection email after rejection email. This is not my first year applying for this particular industry, so gladly I have experience already with major heartbreak with the rejections. But despite this, I've also been faced with major art block and burnout, as well as imposter syndrome throughout this whole year in different levels of intensities. And honestly, I am surprised at this very moment, December 24, that I feel hopeful considering all the struggles I've been going throughout this year. Well, clearly I was able to grow and move past these struggles. Uh, a lot of it is mainly due to a change of mindset and letting go of expectations. But thanks to all this hard work I've been doing and going throughout this year, I now have a year's worth of art and projects to share with you, as well as actually completing my 2025 art goals despite not focusing on it or even remembering them throughout the year. Um, this year, I've truly challenged my resolve to continue with my creative lifestyle and pursuing my passions as a working artist, to stay hopeful and playful with my creative career. Here is my year in a glance of all the artwork I have made throughout this year, not including a few I cannot show due to NDAs. This includes. Oh, wait, sorry. The year in a glance that you're seeing includes some of my digital sketchbook that I have, fully rendered illustrations with backgrounds, character concepts, and doodles, and personal commissions I drew for people. In this part, I'm showing all of the personal work and illustration that I personally love and have enjoyed making throughout 2025. One of my art goals this year was to actually draw more of my original characters, and I'm very happy to see that many of my favorite drawings this year featured my original characters. Okay, so now we are getting into the artwork I made for my picture book portfolio. I focused mainly on black and white illustrations, and my goal is to make artwork to mainly early readers as well as middle school grade books. Here are a few of my examples if you'd like to see. My portfolio, I worked nonstop on this for about 5 months straight, which I know is wild and not advised. But yeah, I did that. The link will be down below in the description. So next is the fun part for me, my personal projects, which was one of my goals for 2025. I wanted to complete at least 4 personal projects this year, and I definitely did more. I worked on primarily illustration focused projects like my Dreamland mugs, as well as the Valentine icons, which I also made wallpapers for my Patreons, and my motivational demon artist series, which later on in the year I turned into principal posters. I also did a 15 artworks for an October art challenge called Size Tober, and a handful of zines. Well, I feel like zines was my saving grace this year when I was starting to hear the little demons in my head telling me to start a long-term comic. Zines just kept me sane as well as creative, and I enjoyed making a complete zine more than trying to write a full-fledged story in comic form from scratch. Please don't ask me the difference between zines and comics. I feel that it's one of those art subjects where the definition changes depending on who you ask. But yeah, if you enjoy my zines, I will have a link in the description as well where you could read them for free. This year was the very first year I actually tried and joined Artfight. I did quite a few within 2 weeks. Honestly, Artfight is so very fun if you haven't tried it. It is a great challenge to draw other people's characters, as well as just gifting someone, again, like artwork that is based off their characters that means so much to them. And honestly, I'm so excited to join again next year. Besides Artfight, I also was very fortunate and lucky to join a Trolls zine. I did a coloring page for the zine. Besides that, I also did something very scary, which is I applied and got accepted as a mod for a zine, for a Gravity Falls zine for Summerween. I believe it's scheduled to be released in 2026, but we're currently in production, and I'm so very excited to be a part of this. And yeah, so if you're interested in that, I'll put the links in the description if you want to follow along the project. But I was also part of a zine that was released on Itch.io for free to download. You could download it now, called Baby Bat's First ABCs. It's focused on a bunch of illustrators who each got assigned a letter, and then you had to describe what the letter stands for. So for me, I got L, and I wrote L is for lonely, and it featured one of my vampire OC's roots. So if you want to check that out, it's really cool. Not just because I'm in it, but it's really cool, and you can download it for free. And there's a lot of amazing artists in it, and it's, I don't know, a very interesting concept that I had a lot of fun working on. And I have 2 more projects that I've been working on this year. They're still ongoing. So one of them is my art website, where I guess you can consider it's my portfolio as well. That I organized it in a way that I feel like would help people understand what I do. And the second website I am still very much working on is my personal OC's website that I work with my partner Cressy. And I'm primarily using this website as a sort of design guide for my own characters. I tend to draw them in like different AUs and different forms sometimes, and yeah, right now I have 2 characters up on there, but I hope to have more. But I guess that's what I'll be working on throughout 2026. If you want to see any of these websites, I'll have them also in the description below. Okay, so last but not least, I have my Patreon exclusives. A few, or actually, if not all, my personal projects that are products, I guess, are downloadable and printable for my $5 tier and higher patrons throughout the year. I was primarily working on calendars this year. I really like the calendar format I had going on, as well as I made a few desktop wallpapers and phone wallpapers based off the illustrations I was making throughout the year. Besides that, I also have my coloring pages, which I truly do enjoy coloring pages. And yeah, if you enjoy any of these rewards, please feel free to check out my Patreon. And yeah, so shout out to my Patreons. Thank you for the ones that have joined this year. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. And thank you for those that have stuck around for many, many years. I deeply appreciate all of you and for encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing. Anyways, thanks for watching my 2025 art summary. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Alright, bye.